It's the classic girl meets boy story. They fall in love, marry, and raise a beautiful family. But what makes Margaret and Michael Cervantes' story so special is that 70 years later, their love for each other is still strong.
We met, as well as I can remember, we met at a dance. The year I can't remember, the age I might remember better, which would be probably we're about 17 years old. I think the thing that has really been the longest lasting thing about the both of us is that we have so many things in common that we enjoy each other because we can work together, play together, whatever, and maybe that has been the most important thing. Well, we have 4 children. All are still living. And we have 2 boys and 2 girls. We had a boy and a girl, and then there was 9 years that we didn't have any more children, and then we had another boy and a girl. Our 2 sons are married, and each of them have a boy and a girl. If we were to say, well, what has been important? I would say it is like this for both of us. It's faith, family, and community, and probably what happens here, country would be the last one.
Margaret and Michael got married in 1943, but soon after, he had to leave overseas to fight in World War II. Michael and his 4 brothers enlisted to fight for our country, and his mother, whom Michael credits for his moral fiber, made a special trip to Mexico to pray to La Virgen de San Juan de los Lagos for the safe return of her 5 sons.
And fortunately, they all came back. We all came back. We were all in action, all. And as a matter of fact, I came back, and I can't remember how many campaigns I was in, but my discharge paper showed that I was involved in I have 4 battle stars. That means that, they were shooting at you for 4 battle stars. And when we came back, my mother said, we're going to Mexico. I was thinking, oh boy, that's good. We're going on vacation. We're going to see my relatives down there. She said, no. And then she explained to us that she had gone to San Juan de los Lagos, and I have to go back and pay that manda. We got to the church, and it's quite a ways from the church to the front door. And my sister Mary, who was the youngest of my sisters, looked at me when we got up there to the doors of the church. She said, I hope you boys appreciate that when you were overseas, my mother brought us here to pray that you would come back safely, and we had to come from that front entrance of the church on our knees all the way up here to the door. And I said, Mary, we're here. It must have worked.
When asked what have been some of the special memories him and Margaret have shared through the years, he's quick to mention their travels overseas and one very special trip 10 years ago to the dedication of the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C.
In later years, when I had retired and I was still able to do some things financially, I think that and I'm sure she enjoyed it too, was to travel. We went back to the beaches of Normandy where I was during the war. We went to Spain 3 times because that's where the Cervantes family originated. And we went to Spain, and we've been to Luxembourg. That was the country that I had not thought of. That we went through Luxembourg, Holland, Belgium, Germany. And to be able to do those things, when we were still healthy enough, I think for both of us that was a treat. We're invited to come to Washington, D.C. for the dedication of the World War II Memorial. and I got invited as an honoree. And I still have my tags. They give you special tags, and you got to go. That you're mentioning special. You know, there are a lot of things that are special, and maybe this was more special to me than for her. When I think of best friends, it's someone that you go to the ball game with, someone you go to the tavern and take a drink. Margaret was not my best friend. She's my partner.
Even though their life has been filled with many bright and joyful memories, many of those memories are gone for Margaret. You see, 8 years ago, Margaret was diagnosed with the early stages of dementia, and slowly her health has deteriorated. Nowadays, Michael has to get up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 in the morning just to get ready to get Margaret up at 3 so that by 5:15 a.m., with the help of their daughter, she can start her dialysis treatments that last a few hours each time. Despite their daily challenges, love is what keeps them strong in the face of adversity. And even though Margaret may not remember, a lot of her affection for Michael is still there. 70 years is a long time. But Margaret and Michael's love story still has a lot of chapters left.